Hey everybody, it's your friend Moonhorse. I really don't know why I keep saying that when I start these, but anyway, let's read a story. I'm excited about this story because it's another story from our friend River, and it's another story in a saga. Opening night is here, children. Opening night, in which drummer and bass are still idiots. Hello again, dear wonderful friend Moon. Hi, River. With the contagious and comforting laugh. Oh, you're too kind. Who is much too nice to me. Oh, stop. You're gonna make me blush. And to Moon's wonderfully beautiful, absolutely wonderful friends, who I love so very much. And with the amazingly talented Sango, who spoke as me in one of Moon's streams. See, I keep telling you you're talented, Sango, and it's true. You gotta believe me. As you know, Moon and Sango, I like to work on jewelry while you stream because it helps me relax, as sometimes I work with sharp objects. Well, I'm glad that it helps. Parts of this might not be as funny. Content warning, there's some mention of self-harm, but it's not detailed or anything. The road to opening night of Beauty and the Beast was fun because of rehearsals and difficult because of rehearsals. The cast stayed late at the school, running the show through and through again. Drummer's suspension meant relief, but I went through rehearsals almost mechanically. It was hard to keep my focus because my girlfriend was very, very sick, and I'd been on the phone with her during breaks. I didn't even notice that bass took drummer's place, lurking a day into our set of dress rehearsals, until... And I'm taking this from what I remember. Hey, River, come here. Dude, we're in the middle of rehearsals. Translations, we are in the middle of a dress rehearsal. I'm in a fitted dress with feathers all over that are being held in place by snaps. Also, I should not be wearing heels, but I am wearing heels. Further, where in the hell do you get off talking to me like you never attempted to exercise me and made my girlfriend panic? Oh yes, I forgot. It's our favorite anime supervillain. I just have a question for you. What are the marks on your back? The couple of cast who stood around me looked uneasy, but they didn't do anything. I was just waiting for my cue to come in for one of my dialogues, and he basically implying to me that he watched me change and saw my back. Self-harm is something that many people and many kids struggle with, whether it's thoughts thereof or even the execution of an act of self-harm. And it comes in many forms too, so it's not just what I did. If any of you are struggling with that right now, or even thoughts of it, I highly encourage you to see about talking to someone regarding how you're feeling. If you need an extra step to get to that point, because I said it's very hard, I suggest writing all of it down if you can. You are important. It's okay to ask for help. And for the sake of those who love and care about you, because they really do exist and might be trying to get through to you, don't let yourself go unheard for too long. And she's absolutely right, you guys. If you're having problems, seriously, do talk to somebody. I know it's hard, but you can do it. I believe in you. Right here. I believe in you. When Bass pointed out that he knew about the scars on my back, I didn't answer or do anything except shake. I'm not sure how he was watching me, but he held up his phone a little in one hand. That is when I slowly walked over to him, away from the view of the other cast members. He had taken a picture of me. It was a threat. He asked if I'd rather have a video published online of my girlfriend, I'd rather not say what was going on, or a picture of me. What a fucking asshole. I completely broke down in tears watching the video. Again, not knowing how he got it. Moon, I really hope you don't get too angry. I was barely audible. Me. Oh, what was that? He was taunting me and giggling. I hope he gets set on fire. I shouted, still a complete wreck, something like, don't do it to her, do this to me. She didn't do anything, she doesn't deserve it. I had a stroke of luck in the form of a big, comforting hand on my back that I recognized. Then I was able to look up. I could make out Base being thrown against the wall by one of my best friends. A lot of that altercation was a blur, but I remember a few things. First, I was able to make my friend stop being violent by taking part of his pant leg into my fist. I was already on the floor. Next, because I was such a mess, my scene was skipped over until I could recover myself. The data on Base's phone was wiped completely, and my friend who'd come to bring me some food held me until I was okay. I came out to him at that point. Base just ran off, I guess. I'm not really sure all of what happened. Typecast, if you remember, she originally got roles like mine. Wanted to step in for me. This was the first of 3 major dress rehearsals, so it wasn't the dress rehearsal where there would be a photo shoot. That was the one she was aiming for. But no, I'm a small enough lead that I could be skipped without too much of an issue. My friend and I called my girlfriend together, but I didn't tell her what happened. She was asking what was wrong, and I just said something like, "I just miss you, I wanted to see you soon." And she didn't make me go further than that. I powered through opening night. On top of my costume and my makeup, there were 2 roses tied together with a ribbon and a card. And the card said, "We'll be here, can't wait to see you in costume. Kisses, Drummer." My stomach sank, but I'm sure you can understand, I was just tired by then. My girlfriend and my parents would be there too, and I was determined. But when I put on my costume, I found that a part was too big on me. It was the top part, and I'm not sure how that was even managed. If I wore the dress as is, one of 2 things is going to happen. I would fall down on my back, or it would fall down my front. I did a little experimenting. It was right here after school. I was going to be here until the show started. So I made a few calls. Hour and a half later, I had a shopping bag with some of my cushy long socks, balled them up and stuffed them in the dress. It was full enough and it wouldn't fall. Then I went to get my dress pinned for security. The opening night was a success. I felt confident on stage as the role was, now, natural. I barely noticed the pins, and my stuffing held. I danced, I sang. It was time for intermission. I was touching up my makeup. It was important that I wear a lot of makeup on stage because the stage lights wash us out. The makeup essentially makes us visible. I was putting on some setting powder. I smelled a presence behind me and heard a lot of, "What the fuck?" and "Get your asses out of here." The cast didn't want them there, and they were trying to crowd them out as they were trying to yell over them. "How the fuck is your dress on, fat ass?" I'm underweight. This time, the choir director was quicker and on his way over to us. He pulled them out and asked them to leave. Apparently, Drummer's parents had driven them, and this was the excuse he gave for not leaving. If you're wondering about the suspension, it was for 1 week. By opening night, suspension had been done. Now this part might be exaggerated. I heard about it from friends. Apparently the director went in the theater with Drummer and Bass to find the parents. Mom was in the bathroom, Dad was there holding seats. The director told them that they all needed to leave because they were harassing the actors. Dad said something like, "They just went back to see Drummer's little girlfriend. They didn't do anything wrong. Why should we have to go?" Some of my friends were sitting a row away and heard this. Apparently one of them intervened before the director could say anything, saying, "You're talking about River?" Yeah, she turned him down. The director was exasperated. "Regardless of what's happening with that, you need to leave before I get the police involved." There were 2 officers by the ticket table. A mom eventually came back from the bathroom, was just as angry as her little angel was being treated so appallingly. She was on about how, "You have some nerve putting that little slut on stage. Are you telling me she's cheating on my son?" Oh, 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 Moonhorse getting angry. Dad followed up, going on about how his son and Bass deserve to go backstage and talk to me about how I'm being unfair and the director was taking my side. Fucking what? No one else intervened. My parents were kept away from the other side of the theater by my friends. Girlfriend was closer to the front and didn't see all this go down, but she did see the officers escort the 4 of them out of the theater. A little bit of justice. Beauty and the Beast was a success for the nights that it ran, despite everything. I still don't know how they managed to alter my costume or how I was watched while I was changing. Basically, a lot of what was going on with them has gone unresolved. I'm not sure what's going on with them, if they've grown up, if they've stayed the same. They did terrible things, but while I still can't forgive the high school them for what they did to Cece, especially Base, I acknowledge that these are human beings whose current situations I can't pretend to know. Despite it all, I can't take it and use it to define them as people, which isn't to say that I could reach out and talk to them. I can't get any closure from that. If you're interested, I'm in a much better place now. It's not time for me to disclose what happened to Cece, but it's enough to say that if she were around, she would have helped me tell this story. One of the hardest things a person can do is miss someone, and that can be a process. It can be long or short, and the methods of healing can really depend. I wanted to tell this story for many reasons, and one of them is that I'm still trying to heal. The things that made us laugh about this whole thing existed in tandem with what we were trying to help each other through. I still love her very much, and I think I always will. And I think the majority of my healing has come from the fact that I see semblances of her love in those that I'm close to, if that makes sense. I'm happy all of you got a laugh out of what Drummer and Bass did as well. I know not everything they did is funny, especially here, but it's important. I've gone on much too long already, so I'll end this here. Thank you all so much for helping me through this story. Have courage, because strength comes in many forms, even if that form is vulnerability. Be kind, because every single person is different, and there's no way to know their story in full. Be very good to yourself, as in, make sure to eat and etc., and remember that not everything that you need to do to take care of yourself is an easy thing. Also, you are important, and I love all of you. By listening, and in Moon's case by reading, you've done more for me than you all know. River, you are a wonderful, wonderful person, and your forgiveness of these people is honestly far beyond anything that I could ever possibly achieve. Because I can very safely say I wouldn't have been able to make the choice of one or the other if put in the same situation. If somebody told me they had videos of me changing or videos of my girlfriend in a compromising position, and I had to choose which one gets leaked on the internet, let's just say they'd need to clean the smear off the bricks with a power washer. Yeah, no, I don't abide by that shit. And these little motherfuckers, they may be different now, but that's some sociopathic shit. That's some fucking stalker shit. That is some creepy on a whole different fucking level. This isn't your usual high school hijinks, and they deserve to be on a fucking watch list for that. I know. Forgiveness is key, and I know a lot of people will say the same thing. You don't know the position they're in now, so you can't say anything like that, or you can't even judge them like that. And you're right. I can't. But I can judge the actions that I have read. I can judge the things that were presented in front of me. Narcissism is a huge part of what has been presented. The idea that this fucking guy, first off, started off like basically a bad anime villain, and I thought he was hilarious. But now I see that for what it really is. He's a narcissistic, self-absorbed, self-centered, egocentric little fucking prick. And I'm willing to bet, to get the other one to go along, there was either coercion, mostly coercion, I'd say blackmail, but mostly coercion considering how close they seem to have become. Because they probably share a lot of the same quirks and personality, if you want to call it that. I call it toxic sludge in the form of a person, but you know. That's basically what I have learned by the end of this. What started out as almost a cartoonish version of narcissism, thinking that you're so far above and better than everyone else, turned into this guy thinking he's like a goddamn supervillain, that he can make someone choose in the most vulnerable, most horrific things that he could come up with. Yeah. Fuck that guy. I don't care what he's doing now. And maybe he did seek some kind of forgiveness, but if he didn't specifically come to you, if he didn't specifically attempt to atone for the things he did, he may feel bad about it, But apparently you don't feel that fucking bad. Because if he felt that bad, he would have said something. There's no excuse for his fucking behavior. That was shit. That was fucking horrible. And he deserves every bit of the negativity attached with it. So, and I realize that's not your position because you're a good person. I'm not. I'm an anger-filled unicorn from space who feels that firebombing these fucking people is, not too far out of reach. Because basically what he was trying to do was force you into something that, come on. Guys like that, it wouldn't have stopped at one thing. Purged with fire, purged with fire. So, this video has gone on quite a long time, and I'm not going to do the usual outro because I'm just a little too fucking angry. So, I really hope that the majority of you, I really hope that all of you, in this case, agree with River and seek the ideas of forgiveness and just letting it go. I really hope that you're not like me in this one instance, because I'm really fucking mad. That ain't right, and fuck that guy. But if you are, there's no shame in that. Because it was pretty fucking awful. I mean, let's be completely honest here. It's pretty fucking awful. So I'm really glad that you did decide to share this story, River, and that you got it out, and that you feel better, and things are getting better. And I really hope that if anybody listening to this is ever going through troubles like this, or anything, you can talk to people, and it's fine to talk to people, and you can let it out. Eventually, if something like this happens, though, people should be informed. Because as much as I really hate to say this, as much as I really hope that some of this kind of shit is a one-time thing, it's never going to be a one-time thing. People like that will do this again if they think they can get away with it. Because they're fucking narcissists. And that's just how they think. It's sad, but it's true. But I hope that it is a one-time thing. I hope that they grew out of that. I don't believe it, but I hope. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go hit something. I need to get this out of me. Thank you all for watching. I love you all more than anything, and seriously be careful. The world's a fucking crazy toxic place. You guys deserve better than that. We all deserve better than that. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.